Hey everyone, this is Coffee. Ooh, it's steaming. This is Coffee with Soul. This is where I talk before I do something else. Goodness, anything else. But in the meantime, we're just going to chat and hang out. You could always catch me at 8:30 a.m. Pacific live, or you can catch me over on the VOD at whatever the heck that thing is called. I will try to provide a link onto the stream better. Yeah. A lot of things to work on. A lot of things there actually are a lot of things to talk about. The big one is something that I just learned. Oh shucks, 20 minutes ago, something like that. Apparently, all of Twitch was leaked from the source code, as in how to make your own Twitch if you really wanted to passwords. So if you happen to have, any of you guys that are who are subbed or whatnot or whatever, you may want to consider changing your password or enabling two-factor authorization on that. That's kind of a bummer. And more. And we'll talk about more, but first let's say hi to people. What's up to Jalzan? You're the first person to say hi. What up, dude? What's up to Alligator? What's up to Pacmon? Sounded like I said sex there. What's up to Degreaseman? What's up to Peter? What's up to Betty? And to Rose Spirit? And to Mac? And to Baz? And to all the other beautiful digital smiling faces who are going to be joining us at some point today, perhaps. So Twitch leaked everything. Or I'm sorry. Someone hacked into somehow. This is big because how do you get everything? It's not like there's some vault and then someone got into the vault and be like, oh, there's everything in this convenient zip file. I'm going to jack this shit and run with it. No, that's hardly how that stuff works. Somehow it's like this big systematic, let's get it. They just eventually got they said that this leak is part one. This is very much ongoing. So I'm talking, which means that I'm not researching and reading stuff, and so there's so much going on. The thing that caught my attention first is predictably what people have been spreading over on social media and Twitter and whatnot, and it's the financial data as to how much money streamers are making. Now, for context, I make in the tune of the low hundreds. I don't make a lot doing this. We all just hang out and chat. I'm not trying to do the hustle or try to do events to get subs. September was a meh, that's not what I do. But man, seeing the potential of some of these numbers, it's fucking insane. Seeing these numbers, and we'll go over some of these in a little bit. Will there be any and then if you have questions, or we're just gonna chat for a while and do things. The game for today is No Man's Sky. I have it installed. I think I had it. I didn't realize I had it. So I just installed it, and we're gonna dive in for the very first time. I know nothing about the game. Except for what I've heard on the news. But anyway, Torn is asking, will there be any renowned catch-ups for returners in 915? Yeah, mostly. If you're what you probably want to do, you want to focus on probably one character and get them up to whatever the max renown is. From the looks of it, by the time 915 launches, Renown 80 will be accessible. So once you get to Renown 80, there are insane catch-ups that are available for your alts. But even then, if you're in the 30s or something like that, this shit just falls from the sky. Complete Torghast, get Renown. Do dungeons, get Renown. Do anything, get Renown. It's not the 2 a week thing. You're gonna get 10 or 15 or whatever, as long as you just kind of seek it out. So there are plenty of small things that will get you plenty of renown. You'll be really interested to see if there is backlash with subscribers for some of the really big streamers. I don't think so. I think that in the context of one person who is hey, this is my favorite streamer, I love him or her, we have a relationship, blah, blah. I don't think that's going to change. I think they're still going to continue these people are still going to support their favorite streamers because that's the power that each individual holds over that streamer. Well, if you want to even call it power, right? That's the relationship. And so if that one individual person is like, hey, dude, I love them, they're great, I'm going to support them, they're going to do it. And that's why they make that fat money. But let's take a look at some of these numbers. Like here's like, I don't know the context of this one, but I think this was like a month's worth of payouts from some of the top streamers. So like XQC, who does like also, a lot of these are variety type people, 750 grand in a month. Summit One, 20, Summit One, half of that. And you see like really big drop offs of, as it goes down. Like here's a familiar name, Asmongold, $141, Mizkib, $120, Rich, $113, and that's all I really know. No one else, really. Amaranth, like the one that does the ASMR stuff, less than 100, which kind of tells you a lot of things. What I like, what I like most about this is like the transparency of it. I'm sure some folks are like, no, I do not like the transparency of this at all. No, dude. But I think it's important, I think that now that it's done, see, I'm only bringing this stuff up because it's so out in the wild. Like this leak it's a damn that broke. It's all over the place. So I feel no guilt showing these on stream, talking about the Twitch leak on Twitch. But it's nuts, the kind of money that goes out. And keep in mind that these are just from Twitch. Some of these folks, they have sponsorship deals. They make deals, hey, show off the little computer thing icon on the side. That pays out money. Other sponsored content and other payouts, like it equates to like huge money. So let's look at here's one. Here's the 1% of the 1%. The people who are getting paid the most. And this is over a period of what looks like, you can kind of see up here, August 2019 until October 2021. Critical Role, almost 10 million. XQC, like 8 or so million. And then you see like this really big separation between like who are the biggest and the not so biggest streamers that are out there. I like how Know Nothing is here. This is the person who's presenting this information. But yeah, over the period of 2 years, millions. This is gross payouts, by the way. So take this and cut it almost in half. And then that's what, you got to factor in them taxes and all that stuff too. But a lot of what we see here is the results of one, the whatever agreement. It's whatever Twitch does by default. But also at this level, you also got to consider that there are probably custom deals between Twitch and these streamers to be like, hey, I know that you're paying us this much, you pay these people this much, but I bring hella traffic, bro. I want this, or I'm going to walk. I'm going to go over to like YouTube gaming. I think this person, Tim the Tatman, very recently moved over to YouTube. So this is what this guy got paid over the course of 2 years, and he walked over to YouTube. I don't know if he's making that much. I don't know if he's going to be making this much money, but whatever YouTube told him is enough to be like, yeah, I'll go. I remember him saying something along the lines of, hey, I'm getting older. I can't chase the hustle forever. And YouTube, switching over to YouTube, I believe he said, it lets him spend more time with his family, and he can stream a little bit less. He can still, do what he wants, and YouTube will pay him out, which is great. That's cool. Man, this is insane though, because people who stream at like my level or some people who are just like starting out or just haven't made it or haven't gotten big, seeing these, I'm sure that among other streamers, there's definitely that envy going on. It's like of like, oh man, these people, they don't do nothing. They don't, they don't do shit. But that's not what I want to. That's not what I want to have as my takeaway here. These guys do work really hard at what they do. I know a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes of this, and this is magnitudes. When you're at this stage, it's like magnitudes greater. So it's nuts. Let's see. Let's look at some of the other like smaller payouts. So you're still seeing like huge checks. Here's a familiar name, Dr. Lupa. I think he recently went over to he went over to YouTube. Pokimane, one of the biggest female streamers. I'm surprised that she only takes home that she only took home 1.5. But again, she does a lot of other stuff too. She does a lot of merch. She does a lot of brand deals. And so what we see here is just one of the income streams. It's pretty nuts. There's Amaranth over there again with the 1.3. That's the big one. Let's see, any other familiar names? Look, Solso Breeze. Nope, that's not me. These are crazy numbers. No one else is. I don't watch very many channels, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, this is just. Whoo. I noticed that so many in the top 10 I've never heard of. I'm sure everyone's heard of. Let's see, what was that other one? The Total. So Critical Role. Everyone, I think a lot of people know who that one is. XQC. It's hard to. Like a lot of these guys who do like the variety streams, and they mostly do like, they do a lot of variety stuff. So, like, once you get towards the top, you tend to not see, people who just stream a single game. I'm trying to remember. Again, I'm not like super familiar with most of these folks, but I think Ranboo is. I think that's Minecraft. I think that's Minecraft. Asmon Gold, he does. Obviously he does WoW, but he's been doing a lot more variety lately. And that's kind of the takeaway. It's less the game and more the person, which makes me feel really great. You're surprised that Shroud's only 12. Now, keep in mind, these, like I said, this is like the 0.1% of folks. These folks made it. It's just a matter of who made it, who happened to make it more, who happens to have like the bigger, who happened to have the negotiating tactics. Is Preach in there somewhere? I don't know. I'm not, I'm just, looking at some of the stuff that I've been seeing on Twitter. And that's it. So I'm sure we're going to see more of that, but it's at such a smaller level compared to, I'm sure Preach brings in his money, he brings in his income, but it's not like this. But also Preach does other things too. He does sell swag. He does branding deals. I think, at one point he had his con, which I think he does at a loss for the most part. I think when Mike does PreachCon, he doesn't do it to make money. He does it to help build a community, which is cool. But he hasn't done it in the past, I think 2 years now because of COVID and all that. Last year was definitely canceled. This year's, I believe, was also canceled in advance, just like most everything else, which is, doo-doo. But that's where we're at right now with the whole Twitch leak. Like, I'm sure they're having a great day. Woo! That ought to take a lot of heat. That's going to take up a news cycle or two. So everyone else can, Blizzard, you can continue harassing people. I'm just kidding. I'm so kidding. But yeah, I think that's going to take up a lot of attention for the remainder of the week at least. And around Twitch, ooh, Jeff probably ain't happy. He's probably like, oh, I own Twitch? Oh, whatever. Rockets, baby. And he could probably not give a damn. People may check out a streamer for the first time for the content, but they stay for the personality. I can imagine everyone scrambling to hide assets. Lol. I mean, I think at a certain level, like I think streamers, they, some of the top streamers, they can't hide what they do. But I mean that it may open up a couple people's eyes, to be like, wow, this will affect certain people. I'm sure some people are like, I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of disposable income, but I love supporting my streamers. It's what makes me feel alive, that sort of thing. But after seeing, oh man, this person makes like this much a month, and look at me. This is what I'm doing. And maybe it'll make them reconsider what they're doing. But for the most part, fandom is, by its nature, kind of irrational. Kind of. Well, by kind of, I mean the ones that are like, oh my god, I just got this Asmongold body pillow. It's the best. And then there's that, and there's people that do just feel like, I'm watching this person, I want to support them. I'm giving them, they entertain me. I'm going to throw them like a couple bucks, and I don't care what other people do. So yeah, maybe I'll pull back from what I said earlier. Yeah, I'm sure some people will re-examine their own financial decisions, but I think like those folks who are like total whales, that are like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna donate $1,000 to this dude because something because I love him. Great. Like a couple years back, there were a few people that would just like, boom, here's $50, boom, here's $100. I'd be like, holy shit. And even now, like, it's hard for me to kind of to react to that, because I'm thinking to myself, dude, that's like a lot of money. That's like depending on what you do, that's like a couple hours of work, or that's an hour of work, and you're humbling me with something like that. But oh well. It's a huge scandal in the oh yeah, South Dakota, right? So much of that is coming out. I guess being informed helps. What becomes dangerous is when people are reacting to these things and then the headcanon just goes out of control. I was talking about this a little bit yesterday with something barely related to it, World of Warcraft patches, how we see changes without context or without explanations behind them, and so we make up stories. And sometimes it can get out of hand. I think the WoW example, it's not a very good one because it just has to do with the game. In this case, we're talking about like money, and it's pretty darn clear what's going on. It's pretty transparent. But still, I think it'll help to open people's eyes and make people rethink what it is that they're doing to support these folks. But I still agree. I'm totally fine if you want to support like streamers. If you want to support streamers, definitely do it. Definitely do it because you like them. Sign up to their Patreon, subscribe to their channels, buy their swag, that sort of thing. I'm not saying to not do that. It's just that now we get to see what it is that it does. So like I said, that's where we're at right now. This is an ongoing story. Twitch is like, God, they're in a shitload of trouble right now. Between, just damage control, the hacks, everything being leaked out. And then, just like someone had said earlier, this is just first dump out of, what else could be happening. Do you think that this could drive more people to YouTube? I mean, it's like I said earlier, people will start making up a narrative. So I could say something like, God, Twitch, you guys are so incompetent. I'm going to go to a company that has its shit together, like YouTube, which is debatable, right? But I'm sure it's on people's minds. Some people are being caught with their pants down. Some people here do not want to. I'm sure that among like these top streamers, some of them do want to come off as like broke people. and that's like their persona. They just like look like a bum in front of their whack looking background, but it's just a facade, and then they leave this room and then they live in a fucking palace or something like that. I'm sure some people are not happy about that, but cat's out of the bag. The last thing you want to do at this point is be like, well, I'm a top streamer, I'm gonna switch over to YouTube. No, you don't want to do that. I mean, did you see Ninja on this list? I didn't notice. So he got his payout, but when you switch platforms, that causes a lot of is Ninja. I think he's back on Twitch. Fucking drama, right? Now you lose a lot of money if you're like a top streamer. It's not a good idea for you to just leave. If you're smaller, then you might be like, okay, maybe I'll consider like moving my brand over, and that might be a thing. You thought for a time Unknown could be Doctor? No. He's been out of the Twitch game for like a while now. My biggest concern is whether my financial information, credit card details, will be part of this leak. Yeah, I don't know. Which really sucks. I mean, start off with the passwords, right? But obviously that doesn't matter if the credit card information has also been leaked. Usually in these sorts of hacks, the credit card information, it might have your name, but the numbers will still be encrypted because that's stored in an entirely different way. But it's worth being conscious of it, I guess. Still sucks though. Big thing though, you make sure you have two-factor authorization, or if your Twitch password happens to be the same as other passwords, then you want to consider changing your passwords on your other stuff too. Oh yeah, Amazon Prime too, like Prime information. How far can they go? But then I have two-factor on like everything, so I'm not that concerned. Go ahead, man. Well, don't go ahead. Please don't go ahead. What's up, hard poor corn? Oh wow, I was so close to mispronouncing that. I think that was your goal, wasn't it? The Twitch leak is legit. There doesn't appear to be a password, personal information in the actual leaked files, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been obtained. Okay, yeah. So again, it's the first leak supposedly. So be concerned, but man, it's their source code too. That's nuts. That's insane. I can't believe like so much was taken. I'm sure it was done over a period of time, but this is recent. September 2021 payouts. Is it an inside job? That must be there must be crazy a crazy lack of security inside if a person or small group of people is able to get this much stuff in such a short period of time.